Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video, another trading day, another really sloppy kinda day, if I recall. Yeah, today was kind of hard to read price and to really get a focus as to where it was wanting to go, but it eventually went to somewhere. So, well, anyway, good morning. So today we lost a trade and we made a trade, and so I want to go ahead and briefly explain that. I'm gonna go over the trades right now, just so I can get that out of the way. Let me start chart executions here. So we lost two contracts this morning, which is kind of unfortunate, but I was fine with it. I didn't really care. I'm not bothered by losing trades, obviously. It still sucks, but I'm not like sitting here about to panic and pass out, and if you know what I mean. So anyway, we ended up going long here in this gap, this fair value gap right here, and it ended up quickly shifting lower and stopping me out. And I was really sad, because we had two contracts and it was like a $40 loss, so it was like $40 up here, and I was like freaking out, trying to figure out maybe I should go full leverage and make it all back. No, I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, we ended up going back up, and what's really strange is we end up going back down into this inversion fair value gap right here, so you can see that. And look at the way the bodies respect that volume imbalance. Do you see that? That is awesome. That's really cool price delivery on that volume imbalance. I'll come back to that in a minute. And so we keep trading, and candles keep going up and down, and we respect the mean or the consequence encroachment of Tuesday's new day opening gap. Now, I seen the bodies right here, and I knew that we were going to run higher, simply because if you're trading any kind of fair value gap, this is exactly the kind of price you want to see. Now, it is kind of a high resistance liquidity run day, but I go into deeper detail about that in a minute. So I was like, okay, well, let's scale down to just one contract, and I wanted to go and find a fair value gap. I was going to go long in the Tuesday's new day opening gap, simply because of how we respected the midpoint, the consequence encroachment of it, but I was like, no, we're going to listen to our rules, and we're going to go long in Silver Bullet if we find it. And sure enough, we do right here. So we're pretty much in a bullish kind of price move here, because I wanted to see these relative equal highs purged. So we ended up going long at that 60.8875 level, which is the very top of the Silver Bullet right here, and we traded to the very bottom of it, and we quickly rallied higher. And this is what I like to see if I'm trading Silver Bullet. I don't like when the bodies go down into the bottom of it and close. That's something you never want to see. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to take our stop loss. We're going to put it right there below the Tuesday's new day opening gap, because we already traded into it, and we had those bodies respecting that midpoint. So I was like, well, that's a good place to put a stop. And I put my take profit all the way at the relative equal highs, because I was just so confident in it running into those relative equal highs. Now, I know I kind of broke that rule. I was like, yeah, maybe we should put it at 5.2 handles, like our rule said, but I was just so confident in us running into those relative equal highs. And the reason why we pretty much lost the trade here was because our entry was just kind of stupid. This gap here, this big candle, kind of was a little deceiving, if I'm being completely honest. I shouldn't have taken that trade, but I was like, well, I mean, it's a gap, so we're going to go ahead and just take it. And so I did, and we rally lower into that inversion fair value gap. We ended up getting stopped out right here at the top of that due date opening gap, because that's where I had my stop initially. So anyway, we rally higher, and we ended up getting about 10 handles. So we were in drawdown about $40, and we ended up making around $48 in terms of profit. So that's pretty cool. And we ended up getting out of drawdown, and then a measly $6 gain. So hey, I'm not complaining at all. I actually was thinking about trading the ES this morning, but given the certain market conditions that we are in, which I'll go into deeper detail right now. So let's go to our 15-minute chart here. So we ended up having this big move down right around London Open, so around 2 a.m. right here. We ended up having this huge run down. I mean, I was like, oh man, now that we had this huge run down, I think this was like, what, 30 something handles? Yeah, almost about 30 handles of just straight going down. So I was like, oh crap, that's probably going to lead to some sort of very flat kind of price action. And you can really see that here if I get rid of my drawings right here, like this one. Yeah, you see how those bodies look? That's I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Especially when I woke up this morning, I seen it. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be one of those higher resistance liquidity run kind of days. And it was pretty difficult to read price, as it has been for like the past couple months. But I knew we were bullish, because we already made this low here, and we respected the consequence encroachment of that 15-minute BISI right there. So you see how the bodies respect that. That is awesome. And we run higher, and then we're lower again, and we fill in this imbalance right here. go ahead and mark that. You see the bodies or the wicks respecting consequence encroachment of that as well. And the bodies kind of stay right there. If I spin this up a little bit, look how the bodies respect that top quadrant of that 15-minute BSI. That is awesome. That is cool. And we already traded into the very bottom of that, but we never did close. So this wick is crazy. We did have news this morning around this time as well. We actually ended up, I think it was PPI, I believe, that came out. And I'm gonna show off this because it was awesome. So you see how we rallied to that deep discount, kind of lower quadrant level. We purged those relative equal lows there, but we ended up quickly shifting higher. But look at this. This is awesome. This is Tuesday's new day opening gap right here. If I scoot this all the way back, look how precise that wick goes into that. So the high of this Tuesday's new day opening gap is 60.8750, and the high of this candle here, you look up here right there, the high of that candle is 60.8750. That is not random. Or it might be, I don't know, but I'm just being sarcastic. Of course it's not random. But anyway, we kind of consolidate here, and I just really didn't like this price action at all. I woke up like around 8:30 or so, and I looked at my charts. I was like, oh man, we're probably not going to get a trade this morning. It made me upset because I have to work today, unfortunately, because I have to fill in for somebody. But anyway, we run in down here. So we have this quick shift lower. So I believe this was a part of a Judas swing, obviously. And we run down and we hit that Tuesday's first presented fair value gap, which I will zoom in and study. Look how the bodies respect that low of that Tuesday's first presented fair value gap. And today is Thursday, by the way. And that's Tuesday's first presented fair value gap. That is amazing price delivery right there. So we tapped into this thing here, we fill it all the way in, and then we quickly shift higher, and we use that top of the 15-minute, or that's the 1-minute gap right there that it made shortly after the news came out, and we use that as a reclaimed fair value gap. And look, shortly after it like kind of comes up and it hits that Thursday's first presented fair value gap and it goes lower, look at the way the bodies respect that volume imbalance. Let me just kind of zoom in on this a little. This is one tick range volume imbalance, and look at the way the bodies just sit here and respect that. That is amazing. That is just a one tick. It showed me that, well, maybe it's actually going to run higher, and we were running into this here, and including an order block right there, which I think that's an order block, I believe. I mean, you don't trade into it. I don't know. I can't really read order blocks all that well, but I just know that we went into this gap here, respected that mean threshold or the consequence encroachment of it, and then we rallied higher. And so we rallied higher, and I knew we were going to run for those relative equal highs. That's why I was going long, even though I lost a trade. I just had a stupid entry. That's like literally 90% of my losing trades is because I was just not really patient, and I knew where price was likely to go. But that is something I'm slowly working on, is getting my better entries and stop losses and things like that. So anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much all the price. I mean, look at it, just rallying higher now. So pretty cool, right? So ended up rallying here, took a trade here, got stopped out here, and I'll put on those executions here again. So as you can see, went long at that 60.9175, which is right here, or like right, yeah, it's kind of up, and then we just ended up getting stopped out. Went all the way to the inversion fair value gap instead. Quickly shifts higher, and we respect that new day opening gap from Tuesday's consequence encroachment there, and we took the long there at the silver bullet instead at that 60.88.75 level, and we rally higher, getting about 8 or 9 handles into the relative equal highs. So these relative equal highs, by the way, were essentially something I've been watching all week since the start of the week. So right here, which is the consequence encroachment of that that 1 hour gap that we made there in the, I think that was non-farm payrolls. I think that made that gap there. So, and as you can see, we're just rallying ever so slightly, possibly to last week's high. I do believe we're going to purge that eventually, but I don't really care. That's just the best case scenario. I was like, well, if we already rally, we miss our setup, this will be our terminus. So that would be kind of our target we trade to, because I just know we're going to trade into that, simply because of the way price action is kind of showing off here with us respecting all these gaps here and there and breaking highs and all that. So all right, well, it's the 10-minute mark, and I have to close it out here because I hate having my videos super duper long. But I hope all of you made money today, and if you didn't, I hope you learned from it. Because like I said, we're all in this together, and we are all trying to make something of ourselves in these markets and things like that. And certainly I am. So it kind of boosts my confidence a little bit more, especially how disciplined we are with not like, because see, I've never been that person that went like over leveraging and things like that. So when I lost that trade, my instance was not, well, let's put on 4 contracts and then just try to find another silver bullet later. I was like, no, let's go to just 1 contract and then stick to our rules then. So if we're at 2 contracts, you want to go down to just 1. And sure enough, look at the results of that. Even though we didn't even go with 2 contracts and we didn't make back what we lost and then some, at least we made back all the money we lost, and we still came out at $6 in terms of gains. So it's not really that bad. We stuck to our rules and our guns, if you know what I mean. And I think, just to kind of clarify, when I went long in the silver bullet here, my stop loss was right below that new day opening gap from Tuesday. So that's where I had my stop loss there, because we had respected that consequence encroachment so good. I thought it was just a really good stop placement. So I'm getting better at my stop placements, and I'm thinking more fluently and more realistic when it comes to my setups. So yeah, pretty successful day. I'll go ahead and start writing down some bullet points and all that as to what I was thinking and what I was doing. I'm going to go ahead and put my screenshot. I didn't make my screenshot just yet. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this video out of the way, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, people.